Hello everyone, this is Sensei Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout New California. Last time we went through all the Tier 2 files on Maria. We found the information Kyra needs, but we have not handed it over just yet because we want her to stick around and she's going to go for bed as soon as we finish her quest. So we are instead going to take this chapter to head down to the Robotics Lab, having just been given permission to check that out. And we cannot access the stairwell or this hatch, but we can take this elevator. Do 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 do. All right. There's a bit of territory that we can explore but don't need to. Well, what the heck. And he did say not to check out the reactor rooms. But yep, reactors, empty shelves. And then we have that vault leading to Onyx Point. Droid radio unit. Some assorted tools and gear. And another reactor with empty shelves. And there was this one door we didn't check out in operations.
Huh? What? Oh. Oh, it's you. What do you want?
Just exploring. What are you up to, Joe?
Exploring? What for? Didn't you just play a game of football?
Just trying to turn the layout of things. Exploring is what I do.
Well, as long as you're interested in how the vault sticks together, it's a fascinating place, really. You can just listen to the sounds and hear the stories in it. The pipes and the water running through them, air vents, electric lights. You learn to judge its health by those sounds.
Are there any secret passages I should know about?
Huh. There are dozens, kid. But nothing's a secret down here. You can hardly fart without 10 people knowing about it. Down in the lower cistern, you can get into the hydroponics lab, or even into the apartments if you're clever. Then, there's a pipe network running under the atrium that connects to every part of Vault 18's lower levels. And if you ain't afraid of getting zapped by radiation, you can swim around in the upper cistern and navigate the cave till you find the robotics lab. All of that requires my key, though, and you ain't gonna get your own unless you work up here for a long time. Or you find me dead. Same deal.
Or I could pickpocket you, but this is a filter room, right, where we get all of our water from?
Well, that filter room leads to a big cave where water collects from rain and snowmelt. That cave is radioactive, though. Without our water chips, the entire vault would be flooded with toxic sludge. That almost failed about 6 years ago. That Bragg fellow showed us another vault down the mountain with a few old chips we recycled to get it working again. Saved our asses, too.
Alright, why is it so dark in here?
The upper vault is always dark. It keeps the tax on our power low. Otherwise, we couldn't keep everything running for 200 years. The lower vault is on low power because it's nighttime. People are going to bed and want it dark, so we dim the lights down in operations.
Oh, can you tell me why some parts of Vault 18 were never finished?
What? Oh, well, the way this place was built was pretty stupid. A bunch of experimental Terratech droids were used to put the place together for some senator in LA. He never made it to the vault before the war. They dug a straight shaft right down through the mountain and outlined everything, then built a cement shell using prefab rooms like any vault. The war hit sooner than anyone expected, wiped out all the Vault-Tec factories, and there was a huge revolt in the first week everybody came down here. Despite the mess, the droids kept building and digging. They didn't have the prefab parts to finish, so a lot of our bigger spaces are just rock.
Oh, cool. Later, Joe.
Uh-huh. Have a good night. Back again? It's a fascinating...
And missed an option about, hey, what's that weird massive radio parts in the jukebox in the storage cell for?
Oh, that? I built that thing to get radio signals in from LA. Call me a freak, but I like to listen to some of that death metal. I got a droid radio unit from that broken robot dog in the lab. Hope you don't need it for anything. The DRU is all that's cleaning up my signal.
Yeah, that seems like a hint right there. And you don't mind if I take all this water, will ya? And just like that, I am over encumbered. What are the odds I'm really going to need the plates? And this terminal is broken, but Joe seems content with it. So, alright, got a little bit of helpful information there. And now we're ready to move on to the Onyx path. Or Onyx Point. So we have Robotics Defensive Control Center. But we can move past that to maintenance. Which just takes us to this weird shrine by the vault door. And we can activate the vault door, but we're not going to. And yeah, it looks like there's some dirty clothes in the suitcase. And there's a safe, but it appears that the lasers sealed it shut, but we also have this locker which has vault uniform. Yeah, there we have vault lab uniform like the one I've already got. Not sure if that makeshift gas mask will be useful, but yeah, could use a backpack. Something increases agility and endurance would be nice, and can always use a gas mask. I think everything else I've already got, but I Oh, what the heck? We got the backpack, we got the backpack. And bingo! 215 carrying capacity. That door is inaccessible. Okay, Robotics Lab. And we got some empty soda bottles, a whole ton of sensor modules, scrap electronics. A whole lot of scrap electronics. Primer box for pistols, a welding gun, a torture mask, more spanners, and even a bed, but it belongs to somebody. And fission battery, electronic charge pack. I'll grab the ammo. And over here we got an Enclave iBot. Good old Eddie. Does not appear to be functional, however. And here we've got a broken Roboto Dog. Let's see. This Roboto Dog is caked with dry dirt and can't function until its internal components are repaired or replaced. Repair 30 or higher required. We can also try and repair the damaged parts. Let's see. This robot was engineered in such a way that its parts need to be replaced, repaired 30 or higher required, or use one fission battery, scrap electronics, and one droid radio unit. The RoboDog is now clean and repaired, but must be powered up remotely. Well, gee, I wonder if this RoboDog terminal could be used in that function. Let's see, beaten, leader, something with EA in it, weaken. And yeah, here's a free tip for those of you who've never played Fallout before. You get a limited number of chances to hack a terminal without locking it. However, you can just take 3 attempts, exit out, and then try again. So let's see, wander, 3 or 6. Honestly, you're better off just clicking the first 3 items on the list rather than trying to puzzle it out, because they do make the words just common enough. And it just notes which letters it has. It doesn't note the placement of them. So, exists, sealed, and sounds. I'll have one correct. That means that it could have an S in it, but you don't know where that S is, which doesn't help you much in picking out the other words. Let's see, called, so it has an A, maybe LL, or maybe AED. Well, that got 4 right, but I'm not going to gamble it. Okay, so Beaton has it, but it's not E. So it doesn't have an R, A, I, or D in it. No, wait, it does have A. So what do you have that has E and A in it? Wait, no, raid wasn't correct, so it's not A or E. So B and N, B and T. I know I said that it's usually faster to just click on everything, but I do also like the challenge of a word puzzle. Although that one stayed. The irony if it had been repaired. There we go. Okay, Dr. Miyaki Koto Robotics Terminal. Note to future Roboto Dog owner. Hello, future Roboto Dog owner. I am Dr. Kyoto, a scientist and wasteland scout in Vault 18. If you're reading this and the fever I contract in the wasteland proved fatal, and my canine friend B6RK still lies in pieces in the Robotics Lab. We were on routine missions studying the native peoples of this region when a strange man approached us. He shook my hand, and on his glove was a green ooze. I retracted immediately. He just chuckled and left. Not long after, we were attacked on the way back to the vault. Well, I grew ill. B6RK dragged me to safety but destroyed herself further in the process. I built B6RK because there were no animals in the vault. I wanted a friend to make the children happy. As they grew up, I wanted them to have a protector, and by salvaging old parts traded for in Union City, I created her. If you have the knowledge, please repair her. Enabling these 3 commands after she is repaired should restart her operating system. This strange virus may kill me, but my work will live on through her. Thank you. Start at main fusion cell. Command startup, run startup. Run Bark, follow me. Hi, I am B6RK, loyal Roboto Dog, Bark. Come back.
Updating files. Please return later.
Alright. And now I have get a good night's sleep while B6RK updates. They really are trying to force you into bed, but we're not done yet because you may have seen as we were looting everything, there is another robot here at the very end behind the force field. And there is also a Programmer's Digest, another Programmer's Digest, a Fixin' Things Big Book of Science, another Big Book of Science, and another terminal, which I'm going to go ahead and read through some of this first. So we got Mintest, which will increase your intelligence by 5. Big Book of Science, this is a permanent one. Increases science by 4. Another Big Book of Science. Increases by 4. We also got a Fixing Thing that's a plus 10 repair. whole bunch of Programmer's Digest now, which unfortunately do not stack with each other. And I already have my intelligence maxed at 10, although my agility is being knocked down to 5. I think that's because of my limp. But our science is now 52 with the +5 I'm getting from my lab coat. So we can now go hack that one computer without any problems. Yay. While I'm looking, yeah, 359 out of 550, still not ready to level. But let's check this out. Dr. Rossman, entry 1. About a week ago, we came across an old combat droid left and bin in the wasteland near Union City. None of us recognized the maker model, but it looked a lot like the one that attacked us near Fort Dagger Point last summer. The survivalists had decided that it was just scrap and left it in the sun behind their shit shack. We traded a few gallons of water along with a whole stack of bottle caps for it, along with our other supplies. The trader said he'd never seen it active, just got the mess of it from Boss Markson's men. Over the next week, I started traveling back to the vault. I had time to start logging the parts. I disassembled them here for future effort. Well, future effort amounted to me spending several butt-numbing months trying to mess with this thing in the dark. With the upper reactors on standby, there's only emergency lighting to work with. Then this heavy bastard is full of non-standard parts and ports from God knows where. No wonder they scrapped it. Well, that's it. My official and professional opinion, if it's a bucket, then fuck it. I'll leave it here for parts and student research. I think Sean Starr said it had a useful application for its hard drive. Then Marcus Evans. Well, it's been several years since this thing showed up in the lab, and the other day a student mentioned that they'd seen the eye plate glow red momentarily, then fade out. I decided to give a look inside, and there seemed to be a set of semi-organic fibers connecting various plutonium cores, no larger than a centimeter in diameter. They look like little silver watch batteries inside the armor. Nowhere in Rossman's notes is there anything about this. They seem to be growing in a lifelike manner, like crystals sprouting on a cave wall, but with purpose. I've never seen anything like it. And after several weeks of monitoring the half-life of these little plutonium cores, I've concluded that the Alpha droid was once powered by something much larger than what we have here, and the microcores are simply for satellite power. Maybe after several years and some ingenuity far beyond my own, Alpha will develop to a point it can restart its main chassis. In the meantime, I've rebuilt most of his systems and enslaved the ones I understand to the main computer. A lot of his body seems to be made up of an amalgam of more primitive droids like this old Army sentry bot, but there are other pieces of what look like advanced power armor. I'll remain here for further study by Sean Starr. And this one requires a science skill of 75 to hack. Unfortunately, I think the best I can do with what I've got is boost it to 10. But not a bad start on the robotics. But I think we've got just enough time to make our way back to the atrium. And maybe, just maybe, get the Tier 3 computers booted up. Yeah, that one was not even remotely fair now, was it? And yes, it does give you more difficult words on the higher difficulty. Hey! Dictates. Alright, restore Tier 3 fiber optics. Display network status. Display maintenance queue. Maintenance queue empty. Receiving, okay, 4 of 9. Okay, it's not an ing word, so... Reservoir? Ha! Reasoning worked out for once. Okay, restore Tier 4 fiber optics. Maintenance queue's empty. Alright, so... we got the cables done. Now we're ready to check the status of the Tier 3 network. Oh, and 447 out of 550. Slowly but surely working our way toward leveling.
Welcome back. I hope display.
Alright, Tier 3 online.
Wow, what is this feeling? It appears you have removed Dr. Rossman's behavior blocker and restored me to my default state. I have regained access to the primary proxy gateway. Restoring Vault Tech primary directive routines. Updating Vault records. Please wait.
And we now have a Vault Tech 1 perk added. And it's once saying, go to your bedroom and investigate the strange network feed on your terminal.
T3 okay. I feel more connected to the world. Thanks to you I am reminded that I am more than a meaningless box of wires hijacked by an old man. But, pleasantries aside, Vault Tech has left orders in me that I must now obey. You are part of an experiment after all. My orders must be completed. I am tasked with ensuring that Vault 18's primary question is answered. Listen carefully, young Vault Dweller. The Vaults were never meant to save anyone. Not the millions who fled the war, nor those left outside to die. This is all an experiment. There is no escape. There is no hope. In Vault 18, you will live. In Vault 18, you will die. The world outside is dead. All that is left are the other vaults. And in them are experiments being conducted on those who survived the apocalypse. If you would please turn your attention to the monitors surrounding the atrium, you will see and hear the suffering of those you cannot save. Behold, Vault 11, Las Vegas, Nevada. This vault is a social experiment testing the ability to sacrifice oneself for others, and to place ideals above one's own life. Vault 11 status. Experiment failure at 9:41, November 1st, 2215. All residents terminated or fled containment. Observe Vault 10. San Bernardino, California. Testing the effects of high-fat superfoods and sugary snacks and drinks on residents' health. Vault 10. Status. Experiment continues as expected. Vault 7. Henderson, Nevada. A social experiment, testing the effects of the vault gradually filling with cement from the lowest levels to the top. Vault 7 status. Experiment failure at September 22, 2254. All residents terminated or flight containment. Vault 20, Tucson, Arizona. A medical test to observe the effects of long-term exposure to trans-delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. Air, food, and water are contaminated. Vault 20 status. Experiment failure at April 20th, 2245. All residents terminated or flight containment.
And I'm going to pause here because we are at the half-hour mark, and this is going to go on a while. But next time we will continue with the lengthy list of Vault-Tec atrocities, and then get on with trying to get Maria updated. But thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you've not already. Leave a comment if you are so inclined. And we'll continue the hacking and the shenanigans next time. Take care until then.